All right. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Youth Baseball Association Royal Palm Beach August board meeting. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Can everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'm going to go on to the roll call. Vice President is not here. Secretary,
Here.
Treasurer,
Here.
Baseball Commissioner, not here. Softball Commissioner,
Here.
Member at Large, Olivia.
Here.
Member at Large, Sky is not here. Member at Large, Mancuso is not here. That's everybody, right?
I think so.
All right. It's hard when they're not here. Okay, did everybody who is here get a chance to look at June's minutes?
Yes.
If nobody has a problem with them, I'd like to make the motion to approve the June minutes.
Second. Oh, sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. From there, I'm going to go on to the president's report. I'm going to try to get this because I know everybody's got to get home. Everybody's kids are at school tomorrow and the whole bit, so I'm going to run through it. The list isn't super huge. We have everything going on towards the end of this month. I want to nail down if you guys, what you want to do as far as opening night. Does anybody have any ideas? Are we doing a shrunken version of it? We can talk about that a little later in the old business, but be thinking about that because I want to nail that down, because if we do want to do anything, we need to get working on it. We have travel teams in all age groups, softball, 14U, which in softball starts at 13 and up, are having their tryouts and establishing their rosters and stuff like that. On the baseball side, we're doing the same thing, everything from 9U up. There's a couple voids. There's actually more tryouts coming for like 12 and 13 to see where we stand with those. So the travel is the snowball is getting bigger. It's rolling. We have people who are talking about getting in the game to help us work on the softball and baseball side as far as getting travel situated and going in the right direction. We have travel policies that the travel people, being the coordinators and the VP, put together. We're going to get those emailed out to all of y'all so you can make sure you don't have any massive objections to anything going on in there. But I've had reliable people look at them, and short of a couple things that we may delay as far as financials, they seem to think that most of the stuff in there is pretty good. The fields, we have the lights are still down at Farron. It's going to hurt us on softball. We have Camellia Park, which I was just confirmed that will be lined and drug if we need it. We'll be using it for practices, obviously. We can do that for travel and rec. We're going to do the best we can. There's also individuals aside from us that are helping out with travel that stepped up and are doing what they can to make sure no hiccups happen as far as fields and stuff too, which is greatly appreciated, by the way. And as far as rec, our numbers are average. We're peaking on like 2 teams in each division. That's generally how we are in the fall. We get an onslaught the last day or two that usually picks up at least 1, sometimes 2 more teams in every age division usually. The good thing about travel is it's awesome. The bad thing about travel is it hurts us in fall. That's just the nature of the beast on the baseball side and well, both sides, everywhere. Um, so it's all a good and a bad thing. But as far as anything else, we need to figure out opening day and opening night, and we're missing the next couple reports. I hope I hit everything they got going on. We're going to go on to the treasurer's report because she's been super busy working on all this stuff and making things happen.
Yes, it is now. I don't have a lot to report because we haven't gone to the accountant yet, but we're doing that next week. But I mean, as far as, yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yep, Wednesday 17th. So probably get a better handle on stuff then. I mean, everything's flowing as it should be. I think I can see all the registrations coming in and everything like that. But that's really kind of it.
From the call that I made before, with her reaching out to you and everything, she's going to be able to help us with everything, our quarterly reports, our tax return, everything. So, I mean, she's going to shoot you an email and ask you for a bunch of stuff. Okay. So you're probably going to need my help and Lexi's help.
Okay.
And she's very good at what she does, so she's going to get on it right away.
Great.
And that's where we're at with that.
That's it.
Baseball commissioner again was one of the gentlemen who had something going on and couldn't make it tonight. I think he would just hit on the same things I hit on, getting ready for opening night and opening ceremonies and evals and everything else. We have all the evals and everything the end of this month. So we're going to need, as many volunteers as we can. I'm sure he's going to reach out to all the managers like we did last time to step up. And we'll shoot things out to the normal people that help us out. Softball commissioner?
Well, first off, I'd like to say congratulations to the Rebellion 12U for going to the World Series. They went 5-3. So, as you guys have all seen in Royal Palm Beach Magazine, the 12U and the 14U were written up in there. So that gives us a little notoriety. The numbers, as far as I know, don't look real strong in softball as of yet. We're going to have to take the 12 and 14U and mix them together to come up with 3 teams. I don't know what we're going to do as far as the 6, 8, and 10 yet. We might have to combine a couple of those, but till we see all the numbers, it's going to be kind of hard to determine. And
so odds are we'll be looking interleague with a couple people at least.
yeah, but you know how that works.
Yeah, I know.
People complain. But anyway, hopefully we get enough that at least we have enough that we can play during the week here without having to go somewhere else. But other than that, that's about it. We're just waiting to find out what the numbers are. I've had several people reaching out asking to be managers, so hopefully it works out.
Thank you. Secretary's report.
Not much to report. We have Olivia arranged for us to get some signs, yard signs to put out, so everybody gets a sign for their yard, advertising that rec registration is open. We've got schools are notified. They don't do paper advertisements too much, so Olivia has reached out for everybody to send emails to the parents once school starts. So hopefully we'll get an influx of registrations once school starts. They're focusing more on
If it's not sponsored for the school, like you're going into the cafeteria, they don't like to do it. It's either Facebook or email.
which will probably reach more anyway. People will actually look at them if there's emails, and that's all. We're just getting ready for fall. That's it.
Thank you. That was amazing. Village report.
Right now, just they're doing maintenance on fields and getting everything ready for the start of the fall season. As you know, 5 is being worked on. Trying to put a lot of work into that one and get it to have a good playable season. Um, Treasure with the finance. I know you said you were meeting the 17th. Just get me the up until that point, just the financials, not financials, the banking statements. Um, and
Okay.
that way, once
How far back?
we are, yeah, we are 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, so it should be July and August.
I'd like to say something about Field 5. It's really looking good. And I know I said that over there, but I want to go on. It's what they've done there. It looks amazing so far. When they finish it, I'm sure it's going to be really, you know,
Yeah,
the best it's been in a year.
yes,
Years, not a year, in
yes,
years.
it's needed some.
They're
some
working
work.
hard. You can tell.
Yeah, they're on that trying to get it like I said, get it in good shape. That's one of our biggest fields, so we want to get that one. And it was probably in the worst shape of all of them too. So that's good. Good to hear that it's looking good out there. Um, and that's it. It's just I said we're working with everything, and once once we start kicking off the fall and um, game schedules, we'll figure as chameleon as needed, and they'll make sure over there is prepped and ready for that as needed. But right now, that's all there is.
Okay, to jump in right there real quick, just so we can, for the future, I know you said, I believe you said that the fixing of the lights and everything is part of the fiscal thing, so it won't happen. I mean, do you envision it? It won't happen before spring, so we have to get ready to work around it for spring.
I would not sure. So that I'm not sure of. I know it's on this fiscal package. So coming after October is when things will start moving on that front. Um, I don't know if it'll be something they start on in the winter, um, over November, December. That I'm not sure of yet, but
Okay.
I'll
But
that
we'll
I'll
still
kind of
work
keep.
together and keep things going
Yeah.
like we're doing.
Why can't we use the lights that are there now?
That's what I was
I mean,
gonna-
we've been using them and they don't work good, but something's better than nothing.
Well, they all were re-inspected and they were all, the entire park was deemed unsafe to turn on, just with the wiring in there, and yeah, so
I just
it
don't
kind
see
of threw
how.
everything off.
Well, the only thing that bothers me is Okahili, 2 weeks, start to finish. All their lights were
The
done.
lights,
All.
yeah, like I said, they're on the table for, well, not on the table, to they will be getting done this fiscal year. So as far as once October hits and when they're gonna start and finish and lock them down, that I'm not sure of. I remember when they did them over at Willows. It took probably a month to get done. So I just have to find out when exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, that was.
um, when they'll be starting. But the last I heard that it would be they're trying to get it started in the winter months, so that we'll be able to have them for spring. But again, those things can change, and so
Yeah.
I just have to keep you up to date as all the information I get.
I know one thing you mentioned in our discussion was, which wasn't brought up, that's why I want to bring it up now, was that as well as doing the lights, they were going to try to bring Field 3 up to the same level as the other ones.
Yeah.
Saying that for you guys, they're going to also try to make Field 3 usable instead of a swimming pool, or the water all collects on that field. They're going to try to fix that at the same time they're doing the lights, which will give us an additional field that we haven't had, or that baseball has been using as an overflow. And that can be back to softball again, and that's a big field, so that's a good thing.
How can we have? I mean, I don't even know how we can make it work in the spring. With say we had even close to
We
the
have to
team. I
have
mean,
it.
I don't know what to do. How do you even?
We have to have it.
What is there? What can we do at Willows to make it more softball friendly for them to have? I mean, you can't
Well, what we can do is, yeah,
8U softball
yeah,
over there.
and I mean realistically,
But I'm thinking the 14-year-old girl. I mean, I don't know that they're all going to. The travel girls may not all play, but I mean, the hope would be that there would be enough girls there. They're going to. Even field 1 is too small. That's what.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We don't have enough. Mhm. That's
Right.
true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm. Something can be removed. Yeah.
But
Right.
we'll deal with that in the winter when we see exactly where we're at and where they're going and where I mean, we can't produce more fields, so we got to figure out how to use what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's
we
just a
gotta
lot.
have that for this
I feel like in the
this
fall
fall.
it's a little bit easier because there's less teams. I mean, we can make it work
Yeah, but I'm
with
talking about the
Camellia and
pitching mound, like he was just saying. What are you gonna do?
the 14, because we do have 14U.
All right.
I believe Camellia Park is the distance you're talking about, so that's the one we'll
That's
use
we'll
for
have to use for 14U
yeah.
games. Is that Camellia?
14U games. I mean, if
Practices too, I guess, right?
I mean, we can make it work. Well, practices, we can work things out, but games, what is it? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. That's the village report. Thank you. So I'd like to make a motion to vote in the reports.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Old business. We have this October tournament we've been discussing and talking about. We need to get some paperwork in. I mean, it sort of hurts us a little bit right now because we lost our fields. So that almost puts that on hold till indefinitely, yeah. We might be able to do something with switching it then from softball to baseball.
All right, so this is something I was going to bring up in open mic, but I want to understand how the tournaments work in softball.
You're Ed Bianco, right?
Yes, I'm Ed Bianco.
Manager of
Been here forever.
the.
For Royal Palm, 14 Rebellion now.
Former president.
Thank you.
And it's, the 12U state championship team. um, so softball, USSSA owns pretty much the whole monopoly of South Florida travel tournaments. So if we ever were to do a tournament, and once our fields are up to par, it would be something we'd probably have to do through U-Trip. Just for the tournament. We don't have to be sanctioned U-Trip or anything like that. And the reason why is if we did it through U-Trip, we would get the teams to get involved. If we did it on our own, the head honchos of South Florida U-Trip will blow gaskets and be mean, and bad things will happen. They're very irrational people, I've learned. So it's better to keep your enemies closer.
Off our back.
Yeah, because I believe Steve Schiller was actually here one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
So-
what I was going to get at.
Yeah, so and I think we should do a tournament, it would be awesome. But once the lights are done and the fields are up to par, and I heard there was a fence that actually goes around Field 3 somewhere that has a portable fence. Something we would have to use for that. I think it would be awesome to do a tournament. It would be very good for the park. So.
And from what I understand, to back up on what you said, if we're going with what we're going, we can take the opportunity to, knowing what we want to do in softball and how we want to progress, we can take the opportunity to get that concession stand up and running, just like the other one. So so when the comparisons come up, they're the same. You can have the same thing. And also, one more thing, if I remember what Steve said, is the last tournament that we went to down in Broward, the travel organization at the end got a check for either $3,000 or $5,000 that went. I think it was $3,000, but it could have been $5,000. But it was $3,000, I believe, that went into their travel association just for giving them the fields and letting them do the tournaments. So that's another conduit to help out the softball travels, the softball side of travel.
So the biggest thing about getting, if you can establish a tournament that same time of year every year, they'll give you that weekend every year. That can be in your annual tournament. You can do one even in the spring too, if you wanted to. You know, which they all do. Sunrise, Plantation, they all have fall and spring tournaments. So I think it would be a great idea once we got things up and running.
We used to do it.
I
10
think
years ago.
the lights getting deemed unsafe, which I can see that happening, is a pleasure pain thing because it's going to hurt right now, but it's really going to help us a year from now. You know, in the growing side of what we're trying to do, it's really going to make a difference. So I think it's a tough pill to swallow now, but it's going to end up being a good thing. Thank you. So going back to what I said, there's nobody here, but we can take this trunk or treat thing and move it over to well, that's something we were talking about, but we can take the October tournament, the Smash Pumpkin thing, and do it on the baseball side instead of just throwing it out the window. And then obviously, if it works, next year we can do it for softball and baseball, and it sounds like we're going to have 2 locations, so it may work out perfect.
Can we still have softball do it and just do it for the younger division? 12U, 10U, maybe. I don't know if there's 8U out there.
It's a discussion we can have with some of the travel managers and the coordinator that isn't here and the vice president. You know,
I just don't want them to feel left
well, their
out because
schedule,
of
I think their schedule is already kind of set, but I don't know.
yeah, you have to get ahead of the game, is what I'm learning on softball.
Way ahead.
Way ahead of the
Way
game.
ahead.
Way ahead.
But it's you know, it's situations that it sounds like I'm going to have to deal with, getting people involved and taking care of a few things. But let's the trunk or treat. I know we talked about it last time. Is that something we can do in the parking lot for the, you know, what we talked about, the Willows doing the trunk or treat where, you know, the teams set up their cars and they trick or treat through the parking lot?
Yeah. So it did have to it would be a special event.
Okay.
Even though it's within the park, but it'll be a special event.
And we have plenty of time right now if we do it.
Right now, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you got that. Can you help her? The 3 of y'all, 4 of y'all, something make that happen. And we got to get, you know, we can nail down a date or whatever to try to make it conflict the least as possible. But the next thing on the list here, it says opening ceremonies. Are we doing, do you guys think we want to do our same Friday night thing? Do we want to get the village involved? Do we want to do the opening prayer? Do we want to do the first ball, the parade, the whole bit?
I say yes, but either Saturday or Friday.
What is it?
Either Saturday or Friday. If you want to keep it low key, then do it Saturday morning before the game starts. Or
We moved it to Friday because opening day, I don't want anything. I don't want to be polluted at all with anything but games.
And I don't want to be there for opening ceremony and then come back 3 hours
Yeah,
later. to play.
remember if that's what it worked, because you may not have a game till the afternoon, and that's. So if we're going to do the opening ceremonies, we're going to do them on Friday night. It sounds like that's what we want to do. Now,
Can we
how-
still downsize that a little bit?
we can, yeah.
Is there a way to make it special without making it? I mean, I don't know.
Ed, you've been here forever. Fall, we always did the same as spring with the village. Right. And I believe every time we had the village involved too at every single opening ceremonies.
Everything. Okay.
Is that something that can still happen?
Yeah,
Okay.
we should be able to.
Do I need a special event for that one too?
yes,
That's September 17th, 16th.
16,
Friday night.
we wouldn't have enough time.
Mm-mm.
So
I don't know that we ever did a special event for
I
that one,
I
did we?
think we did.
um,
No, we didn't.
Maybe we
for the
did in the
tournament.
spring. I don't think we did last fall. We
Yeah.
did in spring, yes.
They
I don't think we
donated
did
it.
it
They
last
donated
fall.
it
They donated
in the
it.
spring.
well, even so, we'll still fill one out for it.
Okay.
Okay.
It might be something that we look at, but yeah, still fill one out for it.
Okay.
And then I'll pass the word so that we can let mayor and council know that we'll be doing it that night.
Who would we get for the first pitch? And can't get Tristan because he's in.
Yeah, he's
Well,
playing.
we can have,
We
the
can have
mayor's always good to
we
jump
can
in.
have
Yeah.
the
and throw the
softball
first-
Yeah,
girls
Maryland's
that went to
throw
the
it.
World Series do it.
Yeah, the mayor can do it, and then I'm sure Martin can find somebody to do the softball.
One of the girls from World, like Martin said.
Yeah, we can get that. And then,
Okay, so this was my thought that Lexi, each travel team, baseball, softball, comes up with their own carnival. Fundraise carnival.
that's a good
Or
idea.
activity.
Their own activity, and that's how they fundraise. So Ed gets dunk tank, this person gets
Or
home run
whatever
derby.
you guys want
Yeah,
to,
whatever you guys
decide.
pick. First come, first serve. You do raffle, you can keep it simple.
You can do a lotto board.
Yeah,
Do a fundraiser
You
while
know,
you're there. I mean, I feel
that's
like
a pretty good
everybody's-
idea.
that's what I told Lexi. Each team is
Hey,
in
Ed,
it, and
Ed, you could do paintball and then just shoot the person that you hate the most.
Have the coaches running back and forth, and the kids with the. I made a lot of money. We did pretty good when I was in there last season.
so the only thing is, we should push back the opening ceremony because after opening ceremony, everybody left.
She's saying do the activities first, and then do opening ceremonies at the parade afterwards.
Because everybody left. Is my opinion.
Which, yeah, but then you have the village people there.
Just make it start at like 7.
Still got to stay the same. You just got to hope that the people who come stay for the Yeah, they're gonna
yeah.
want to. You're gonna have to do You're gonna have to do it the same way we did it. We'll just be more public with everything because maybe some people didn't know. We'll blast Facebook or emails or whatever with
I think the
all
home
the
run derby
activities
did good.
we're
If
gonna have.
if softball wanted to do home run derby. What?
Yeah. So that's that we just need to advertise a lot more so they know. You know, I think a lot of people showed up and didn't even have a clue that we were doing all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what we can do is put together a list of stuff we've done in the past and leave it open.
The 16th, September 16th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a. Yeah, we should blast it with the emails.
I would have to
It was
get a
on.
flyer.
I think it was on Facebook, and I mean emails went out, but I don't know.
I'll write you down, Ed
All
Dunk
right.
Tank.
But that's what that's a pretty good idea. Just
We can post a flyer and then give the flyer to each manager.
okay, and we'll
Or
get
give it to the VDs to send to the managers via text.
so that's what we'll do. We'll get with Dustin and get him out to all the travel managers for softball and baseball and tell them they got to come up with one thing. It can be as simple as a lotto board. It can be as high end as a dunk tank.
And I don't know if
Home run
Paintball
derby.
thing.
The home run
Put
derby.
glasses
thing
on
is-
them, let them run across, and the kids pay $5 to shoot the paintball at the coaches.
I think that's.
They would make a
I
fortune.
feel like they probably would make a lot of money for that, but I feel like that would be dangerous.
Not if you're wearing a face mask.
You're wearing a face mask.
Yeah, as long as you're
But
wearing a
just to let
face
you know,
mask.
travel is included in the parade.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
travel. Yes, every team is. Every
If you don't
team-
have a jersey, make a shirt.
Yeah.
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 And I mean,
All travel.
everybody had banners. If you want to make banners, are we going banners?
Go for it. It's your
Do
team.
whatever you want to do. If you're the Pirates or whatever.
Yeah.
Who do we get for pictures?
The lady from the
Town choir?
from the town choir.
Prior, yeah.
I think I have her number somewhere.
If you don't, I'll get it for
I
you.
reached out. Yeah. Let her know what opening night is.
We want a DJ and everything. Is that the DJ again, or
If you're gonna do the ceremonies, you do the DJ again, because no, you can't have. You know, that's all night, and one person's not. I'm not gonna want to stand up there playing music and talking for all night.
well, he comes with the sound system, which helps
Yeah,
a lot.
that helps.
That's the biggest.
Okay, so what time is ceremony? 6, 7?
Parade at 6:30.
Last time the parade was at 6:30.
Show up at 6.
I think we
parade at
started
6:30.
opening ceremonies
So should we start?
at what 7? It
7
took us a little
o'clock.
bit of time to get all them teams out
Yeah,
there.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock is when
Well,
it
we
started.
said thank you to all of them, then did the parade.
Oh yeah, that's
Mm.
right.
You say thank you like mayor, all of
Yeah.
Royal Palm, then
So
we
then
said
the opening ceremonies would start at 7, right? Yeah, let's just start them at 7.
okay.
And they'll do the thank yous, and then the parade will be after that, and then the thing. Remember any food trucks that, like last time, I think there was an ice cream and a steak machine steak company or whatever.
Cuban
They need to
sandwiches.
have all their stuff with the village
Their
and
insurance,
everything,
yeah.
insurances and register with the village and all that. So we don't have to worry about concessions, same as last time. That we started something good. Let's keep running with it.
Unless we want to
We
make
need more
concession.
food trucks, though.
We
Yeah,
need more
well,
than
they all
one.
backed out,
They
but
all
we can get
backed out
started
at the last
early.
minute.
We can get started
How
early.
about some of the travel teams open the concession or open a hot dog stand?
No,
No,
that's
why?
we're fine because I want the travel teams. You can't put them in charge of the games and in charge of food.
No,
in charge of everything.
instead of game. Like
No, I like the game thing. That's good. Stay with that. That way, that's less we have to worry about, and we get the food trucks, and we don't have to worry about that either.
okay, food trucks.
I'm feeling like we're making a lot of headway here. And remember the home run derby. It's
This
pain,
Friday.
but it's always there too. Yeah, that's good. Somebody's gonna pick that. Okay, I got a line there with nothing, so we'll go to new business, fall season and evals. I mentioned that a little bit.
No, we got our dates set. Tony's
Dates.
dates. I mean,
Meeting
we had them
dates.
from last meeting. Let me see if I have my agenda. Well, we had talked about doing the younger group
On Monday?
on Saturday originally, August 20th.
Right.
We want to
6U.
wait for middle school and high school to be done with. I don't know, does softball do fall? Well, the draft is the 27th,
Yes, of August.
August 27th.
We talked about doing
In
the
order to let us
20th.
have, because we start the week after Labor Day. Games start the week after Labor Day, which is
the
September.
3rd, 4th,
Third.
and 5th.
Oh no, there's 2 weeks after Labor Day. If opening day is the 16th. No, practice would start August 30th.
29th, and 30th.
What, we're gonna have 3?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah.
So they would have 1, 2, 3 weeks after practice starts, which is what it's been. But
Okay, so softball's gonna start at what time?
well, it
Start with the
you,
younger girls?
you kind of decide, but it's. I mean, we have a hard time saying right now. Let's start at 6 o'clock, or I guess 6 o'clock we can start if it's evening.
Oh, they're doing it Saturday, like if you do
20th, yes.
the youngest ones at 9 o'clock.
That's when we started last time, and we had softball on field 1, and baseball was on field 4, and they were running simultaneously.
So if we do August 20th, you have your calendar up. If we do August 20th, it's a Saturday. I'm not sure that all the middle school will know if they've made the team or not. We wanted to.
Most of your middle school girls are not even coming out. They don't come out at all.
But we want the ones that don't make it to still come. You know what I mean? Like that's what I was hoping to. Don't you think?
Well, yeah, but we can add them in if we have
Have
to.
a makeup day or something?
We'll add them in if we have to.
As long as they get avowed by Martin, he can put them on the team. He can talk to you, and we can put them on the team.
Okay.
He's going to know the teams.
Yeah, 'cause basically, probably going to be 3 teams in that division.
Okay. So we want to go on the 20th.
I want to go on the 20th. Yeah.
Softball 20th. Okay. I gotta.
So do we want to keep baseball
Yeah,
that?
No,
like I
I think
said,
we should let Tony.
Time
make-
slot's going to depend on how many kids in each one.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
So you want younger girls to start
First.
1st.
9 o'clock,
9 o'clock, is that, or 10? 9?
9.
It's 6U.
I don't know,
If we
be there
have
all
enough.
day.
If we
Yeah.
have enough girls.
Yeah.
Are we doing evaluation for 6U? Softball?
Absolutely. Yes, because 5-6 T-ball does an evaluation. They all know already. It's in their. If there's not enough girls in 6U, they'll be moved over to T-ball. So that's. Yeah.
So then makeup day would be the 24th.
Tryouts for Osceola is the 17th.
Okay.
I just got
Does
that,
it usually take?
so they'll know
Okay.
pretty quick.
Okay.
So it's not like we're going to be adding them on when the game starts.
Okay.
Oh, you'll know.
Within the first week, and then that
Know
gives us
within
a
that
week. Okay. All right. So that's easy enough. Softball evals. Okay.
So we'll makeup day.
And evaluations will just
All
go over
evals,
with 20.
all evals for middle school should be done in that same time frame,
Okay.
according to Western Pines, Osceola,
Okay.
all the ones around here.
Sounds good. So So we're on the softball's on the 20th. That works.
That's why the numbers are always down, because kids that play middle school ball,
Do
you
you-
can't come back. You can't play a game at school and then rush here.
Yeah. Oh,
The game's
oh yeah,
already
no,
started.
definitely not. Are you, do we need to make arrangements to make sure we have enough people to help? I mean, obviously we need people to help. Non-biased, that's what I'm asking. Are you guys all gonna be around on the 20th? I mean, it's Martin's job. I didn't want to jump his. Oh.
He's trying to pencil.
It's eval. That's what you
That's
have
what you
to
have.
do.
You have evaluations.
By his wife.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Okay. And baseball, we'll just touch base with Tony on that.
Yes, we'll touch
Okay.
base with Tony. We'll get it
But
done.
does Martin? Is Martin doing makeups? Are you gonna do makeups?
I will if people call me.
Yeah,
Or
if
you
somebody
guys
gets
call
it,
me.
Some people we have told already that makeups are on the 24th
when is that?
when they
Thursday?
ask.
A
It's a
Wednesday.
Wednesday for baseball side. So I don't know if they've told their friends or anything like that. But if that does that work for you? If that's okay,
That's fine.
that gives a few
I
extra.
can help you if you need help that night. I'm sure Ed can't be busy on the 20th and the 24th.
He's got practice.
Yeah, but see, I'd rather have all my eval people all be the same.
Yeah.
True. Stay consistent. Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So Courtney, can you make sure all this gets done? All right. Open mic.
They're telling me that all the middle school baseball teams will be the same time.
Hi, it's Ed Bianco again. First, I'd say thank you for thanking us about softball, the World Series. It was a lot of fun. Came up a little short, but played a lot better than we did last year. We went 5-3 against teams from around the country. So
And you'll do better next year.
yes. On that note, are we doing anything with the village this year for that? I know last year we got to see the mayor and introduced and blah blah blah. Are they doing that this year?
If that's what y'all want to do, let me know.
I've had some parents ask.
I
They
think.
they got recognized for
Arranged
winning
it.
a lesser division last year.
I
This
don't
year they
know.
won the elite division.
I think last year they did it at one of your board meetings.
Yeah,
They
it was at a
shook-
board meeting.
They shook hands and did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we can we
When's
can
your
do
next
it. I'll
board meeting?
When is
some information and see if they can get it set up on next council meeting.
which is when is that?
I do not know off the top
They're
of my
just
head.
gonna show up and say, "Hey, our girls."
Yeah, I'm not sure when the next council meeting is, but
Okay.
we'll find out and we'll see if we get it on the agenda.
Thank you.
This is something, and I know field space is an issue this year, but I want to start doing free clinics twice a month. Friday nights would be ideal. It's open all for softball, all ages. But I really want to start it. I really want to, do it for the league and do it for the girls and start knowing we want to give back to these girls and make them, these things are here for them and they keep them coming back to Royal Palm if we're offering these services. I know Martin will help me out. And I know a lot of the girls want to travel and they'll help and, so I think it'll be a lot of fun for them too. So just let me know what
You
your
tell me
schedule-
your dates, and I will absolutely make it
well,
work. Every other Friday, or one Friday a month, even.
I want to do
Whatever.
2 Fridays, but there's some dates where we're actually going to go to Central Florida this year for tournaments, and I have the dates written down. I'll send them to you. But
Okay. We'll work on that.
but
We're
I
just
want
trying
you to look
we're
at your
just trying to
schedule.
better the league,
I
that's
want
all.
you to look at your schedule first, and I don't know.
I mean, Fridays are usually open. I mean, we don't.
Yeah,
we
but that
can't.
was when we had lights at Farron.
Most people don't.
Yeah,
well,
we'll-
my problem is most parents have a cow if they have practice on Friday night and then a game on Saturday morning. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of stuck if I do a game. You know what I mean? If I host if we schedule games or practices on Friday night, even a 6 o'clock
They
practice.
might not have a choice this year.
But these people are going to be coming because they're trying to make their kid better.
Yep.
Yes.
I think
No,
she was talking
I'm saying
about the
rec
rec
parents will
practice.
have, if it's a clinic
The clinic.
and they're choosing to come, I think that's not a
Yeah.
problem at all. It's the,
Yeah, it's the
we've had
practice where
issues
you're
with the people
forced
that
to
are
come.
forcing,
You
practice.
know, I want to emphasize this is something we're giving back, and I'll have Amy make up a nice flyer for it, and
That'd
we
be
can
great.
post all over
Yes.
the place. And
Not like it's
I think that's
No, these-
awesome.
no,
and
these are
I'm
gonna
no,
be
gonna
this
awesome.
isn't what some other people do.
Yeah.
yes, I think that's awesome, and I'm gonna push that with the baseball side too. I think it's something that we mentioned before, but we haven't started enforcing. I hate to say enforcing. Calling in the tickets or whatever. That everybody that coaches and gets involved, which I know that's not why you're doing it. I'm just saying everybody that coaches or is involved in lessons or anything from our park should be doing something along the same lines as a you help me, I help you. This is how this works. It's all for the kids. It's not just for making money,
No, it's supposed to be about family and the
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. So that's
Not
what
about anything else.
I want to, and everybody probably in this room knows I've discussed it in the past. I want to start calling in those markers and making that happen as like a regular thing, because and what I had mentioned on the baseball side was not only the kids coming, but if we can get coaches to come to these clinics too, because we can get a version of the coach to coaches type thing, where they're there's maybe instruction that they haven't seen, or maybe they're doing it almost right, or maybe they're doing what they saw on YouTube and they think is right, which I don't have a problem with because YouTube's an awesome tool sometimes. But when you physically get out there and you say, coach says, no, do it like this, no, do it like this, it helps as a hands-on thing, instead of watching it and trying to mimic it. So I think that that's going to help us with that aspect of it too. Anything that can make the league better, from the coaching to the kids to the opening nights to ceremonies, everything. I'd like more people to get involved.
Well, just like he said, like the older travel girls coming in, they're going to listen to them before they listen to us.
Oh, yeah.
We're old.
Yeah.
They'll
I
listen
think-
to them. And it gives them a responsibility because they're going to be out in the real world here real quick. So the more they learn and the better off they are and the way they become leaders, this is how we do it.
I love every aspect of that, and I really appreciate you bringing that up.
Next, I know the lights are going to be a while and all that, but I want to piggyback on what Glenn said about Field 3 and Farron Park in itself. Farron doesn't get dragged ever. I know you're down to one machine. That's what Danny told me. I basically call him and beg him, hey, I really need to drag them. I'm having tryouts. I kind of want a field where the ball doesn't bounce up and hit the girl in the face every time. 1 needs to be reclayed. 3 needs about 8 inches of clay. I just hope the park doesn't get neglected even more now that the lights are shot. I was there today. It just looks like a dump again. I don't know if you're down men again or down manpower. I don't know what it is.
Well, right now we're down a couple men.
Yeah.
Couple men and some equipment. So
Yeah, I know every time I talk to Danny, he's worn out.
yeah.
But please try not to forget about Farron. Even when when no one's on it, come winter time when the daylight savings time sits, no one will be using it for sure after then.
Okay.
But it is a good time to do a lot of work on those fields.
Yeah.
I mean, all the bases on 2 are out and all over the place again. I don't know if kids are ripping them up, but probably there's the neighborhood right there, and there's kids always running around. But like the pitch and mount, the bullpen areas that you got all need recut, reclayed. There's no mounds. The mound, you can't even find the mound anymore, and that's on the one in between.
That's
2 and 3.
between 2 and 1 and 2.
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Between 2 and 3.
Even the one that's between 1 and 2 needs to be cut out, relined. It's all crooked. It's all getting overgrown, and it needs clay. It needs clay too. It's just it needs work again.
All right.
Like I said, don't let it be the redheaded stepchild.
I think it's actually going to help when season starts because they're not going to be doing a whole lot of repairs and stuff like that in baseball because we're going to have the season going on, and then they're going to have a bunch of free, not free time, but you know what I'm saying. They can spend some time over there because they can't do anything at Willows because we got the fields locked up.
Yep.
We're going to be using them.
My last item, this has to do with now that I've been on the softball end for a couple years, after being on the baseball end for 12 years. And I want to emphasize that softball and baseball are very different. When it comes to their season compared to a travel, I'm talking more on a travel end, okay? Travel baseball has a travel league to play in. They only play during the spring season. They play maybe a preseason tournament, middle of the spring break tournament, and then they play the All-Stars. Yes. They also have a baseball season in the fall, too. Oscar has a league in fall and spring. I know how it works. Did it for a long time. Softball is completely different. They don't have leagues to play in. On the travel side. It's all tournaments. You have to, if you want to get your team together, you have to do it early. I already had my tryouts. I already had my team. I'm one of the few teams that retained most of their team, and I added a couple more players that made us even better. So there's a lot of teams out there that are still trying to do their tryouts, and they keep pushing their tryouts more and more and more because they're looking for players. I was able to retain most of mine because they actually like playing for the Rebellion. But see how early? I had no break this year. We went to the World Series. I took 5 days off and was right back at open workouts. And like I said, you have to do it earlier. And also, if we want to play games, we have to play tournaments. So each tournament costs almost $500. And that's just for 2 days of softball. You can play 4 games in a tournament. You can play 8 games in a tournament. It just depends on how well you do. But if we want to play, that's the only we got to pay. So financially it's different. It's a lot more in softball. Where it evens out is when it gets older. Boys do showcase, softball does showcase. That's all expensive. That's insane. I'm paying for my son to play showcase baseball right now. They played in Georgia. The tournament costs $2,600. It's insane. But right now at this level, softball, it seems like it never stops. It's just never ending. I think the only time I really get off is during Christmas. That's it. So that's one of the things that I've learned. It is very different. It's very, very different. We have to practice. We have to have our 2 practice days during the week because weekends are for tournaments. We don't have time to practice on weekends. That's the way it is. There's just everything you look at is different. I just want to keep that in mind when travel rules are made. I am always available for suggestions, ideas, anything. I'll get more involved if I have to. So let me know. I just don't want to be president again. My wife will kill me. But please, I will. Whatever you guys need. One thing that needs to be addressed is communication. I do not have a travel thread I'm on for communicating. Nothing. So it needs to be addressed. Scott, he is a good softball guy. I don't know. I don't want to step on his toes. I like Scott. I think he wants to do it. I don't know, but like I said, just the communication between you guys, to him, to me, to other managers, it needs to be better. I know nothing. I knew nothing that the whole. I mean, I had an idea that travel things were going to change, but I still hadn't heard anything. Like with insurance and this and that. Like I said, getting insurance is something I got to do before, at August 1st. It has to. If I want to entering the tournaments, all that stuff, it's something I have to get ahead of time. If I knew I was going to register with Y-Barb, I would have did that in a heartbeat and not, but I paid for my insurance for the whole year now.
I'm going back to, you don't have a travel softball thread?
No.
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 There's no communication at all.
No.
We don't know anything that's going on. We didn't know about no meetings, nothing.
I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful, Martin. I hope this doesn't come off wrong, but like Tony's not on the travel on the baseball side. I agree. I think Scott needs to. He was constantly calling me. I know. Well, that would be. I'm saying it's different. Scott's constantly calling me, asking me things, and I'm like, it's only you and Ed. You guys can just talk to each other.
Not talking.
And I'm like, do you guys are you not friends?
We are friends. He lives 5 doors
That's what
down
I mean.
from
I
me.
feel like you guys
He lives
get
literally
along.
right down the street.
I'm constantly like, you can just talk to Ed. That's what I mean, I've told him a few times. I don't know, maybe, I don't know.
Well,
That
we
should be
have a
addressed 100%.
16U travel team now. There should be a thread between
Mhm.
everybody. And I think Martin should be on it. The softball commissioner should be on it too.
I mean, I don't, that's what
Just
I was-
because he might have some insight for the rec, or girls available for something, or what if we're looking for players, or
yeah,
he can relay messages for us to the rec side, flyers.
that's true.
Yeah.
No.
People ask.
See, if I'm a
my kid try out for travel.
yeah, if I'm a coordinator,
tryouts.
You don't know, yeah.
Even if first of all, you gotta have a travel thread. If I'm a coordinator, I would, in my travel thread, I would probably have the commissioner too, for just like you're saying, substitute players, stuff like that.
Yeah. Also, it's good for the spring when travel is playing in the rec league. There's an open line of communication.
I can communicate, yeah.
You know.
But anyway, yeah, that sounds like there's some stuff I have to address.
So let me get this on the chain of command. Okay, it's the travel coaches, Scott's a travel coordinator, and he falls under VP. Dustin. Okay. So I don't even have Dustin's phone number. Just saying. So
You want me to send it to you right now?
yes.
I will, so we don't forget.
We need to open up this communication and make sure it stays open, because I think I think there may have been, finances that could have been
Just
worked
decisions
out.
in general.
Decisions,
Discussions.
financially and player-wise and league-wise and everything
Discussions
else.
is huge.
Yes, that could have been, circumvented. Now, like I said, if there are certain things we have to have as a travel program, be it USSSA insurance because it's required, or because it's, a supplement to our Little League because it, then that's something we need to know, because in my mind, when a travel player registers in the future with our league, they're registered with our league. That as far as the insurances, as far as the fields, the
They're
lights,
basically
everything
getting
else,
double
They're
insurance.
done. They're finished.
Yeah, they're basically getting double insurance. So
Yeah, they're
if you-
finished. So, I mean, if it's something that we have to look at, that, we have to support for our travel program on both sides. Because if it happens on the softball, it happens on the baseball. It's all USSSA. Then that's something we need to work into our finances or something else. If we're doing the travel registration, which we will be doing.
Yeah, and if there's a travel fee, no problem. But I got to be able to justify it to my
Yeah.
parents. That's the biggest thing.
And I don't-
I got to be able to sell it. I've always sold things. I've always played travel. Always played rec.
Yeah. And that's what, I mean, just from the discussions I've had, the travel fee is something that we're going to probably postpone till the spring, because you have teams that are already established, already have their budgets and everything done. You don't want to throw another cost on them.
Yeah, and talking to other parks is good, because I talked to Tom when I was president, and that's how I got a lot of kind of built our financial structure with the baseball side. But their softball side is different.
They don't even have one. No,
Yeah, they do.
they got rid of it. It's legal idle.
Yeah, but that's
Damn,
part of
it's still
FIPS. They're
there.
using
I know.
FIPS.
I know.
But like I said, they charge less than baseball.
Yeah,
So-
that's
So it wouldn't hurt either. Like, I don't know what Wellington does. I don't know what West Point does on their softball side. I don't know. Even Gardens, they have a rec program, whatever they call it in the spring. I don't know. But it wouldn't hurt to maybe call them too. I don't know. But I do like being part of the Babe Ruth. That's better being part of Babe Ruth on the rec side. Gives the girls something to play for. It's more exciting. It's exciting. Okay. Those girls had made memories for life.
Yeah.
in the last
We're
summer.
gonna get the financial part worked out. I just want to get it down to where a travel player registers and they're done. You know, there's no a travel team doesn't worry about insurance, doesn't worry about the stuff that as an organization we supply. They do their thing, and then all they worry about is fundraising for tournaments and for uniforms and bat bags and ponytail, you know, all the stuff we had to fundraise for. You know, not. But that's where I'm trying to go as
Team
quick as I can.
psychiatrist is on my list now.
Yeah, that's where I'm trying to go as quick as I can. But I appreciate
That's all I got.
you coming up here and letting us know how you feel. And I'm looking forward to you and Shelby and this other gentleman getting involved. So. All right. That's it. All right. If that's it, I'd like to make a motion to bring this meeting to a close 2 minutes early. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, guys.